Yeah, like I said, I'm going to talk to Paul for a little bit. I was like, trying to explain it. I was going to call Paul up, but Paul called himself up, so that's great. So that's what I was saying to Paul today, man. I said, man, 21 days flies. I said, you just get that damn thing in there. You let them serve them. I don't give a damn what you got going on today. Just get it in the best you can. Just that's good. You know, and he was tightening up, tightening up, tightening up. I said, oh, geez, I'm glad you didn't get it in just as fast as you could.
Okay, so that was Karl Lentz speaking to Paul Gradden back in January 7th of this year. I was finally able to figure out what Paul is being charged with, and I've got a copy of the indictment right here. It's from March 9th. I'm not going to read all of it. Basically, he was smuggling what's it called silencers, suppressors into the United States from the UK without a license, without what else? The other one is receiving the silencers, and then he started deleting emails and evidence of the purchases and all that stuff. So we can see on the final page of the indictment, the amount of time that he will face if he's convicted is 55 years total, plus, let's see, 250, 250, 1,260,000 maximum fine. Now, this is from November 16th. So Karl was already involved with Paul at this point. This is the claim that he filed with the help of Karl Lentz. Quote, gonna read from around here. I, a man commonly known as Paul, prosecutor, and then it names the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, named ATF wrongdoers. It was a nature of case claim, trespass, whatever. I require a court of record trial by jury. It actually says trail instead of trial. Anyways, claim, what is that? Trespass. I, a man claimed the said wrongdoers trespass upon my property. The said wrongdoers did take property and exhibits A, B, C. The said wrongdoers caused damage or loss. See exhibit D and E. Trespasser did and does harm to I and my property. The commencement of the wrong and harm began on April 22nd, 2015. The wrong and harm continues to this day. I require compensation for the initial and continued trespass upon my property. Compensation due in $1 per second from day 22 to the date the wrongdoers have been served this claim. I did some math. $1 per second works out to, I think it was $76,000. I don't remember right now. Then we got Exhibit A, property commonly known as computer files. Sets a value of $250,000. Then he he mentions the gun, an Uzi 22 LRS, serial number 1013374, new in case with 2 spare magazines, value $300. I say here and will verify in open court that all herein be true. Then there's a desktop computer, a Gateway DX, desktop computer E-Machines 9600, a BlackBerry, a Samsung Galaxy S2 with the charger, and 1 terabyte backup drive with cord. And he sets the value of it at $1.1 million. Exhibit C, they apparently took his 2002 Ford Excursion, a Cheetah GPS safety mirror, a Cheetah Bluetooth interface module, a Valentine 1 radar detector, a Black Club anti-theft device, and a DVR camera GPS system. And I don't know, he says about 12,000. I'm not going to add it up. Let's see what else. Destroyed property. 1 desktop computer destroyed by the ATF, and destroyed data files, $450,000. He's setting the value of it. Then we got a Bell Long Ranger beam sail to Australia, a Bell Jet Ranger, I don't know what these are, $12,000 and $9,000. Loss of sales due to they won't return his phones and computers. Then here we got the civil cover sheet. He strikes out plaintiff and writes in prosecutor, I am at Paul Grattan. Then he strikes out defendants and writes in wrongdoers, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms. And, okay, where were we? So guess what happened with this case, and guess why Karl has not talked about this case for a long ass time. Because he lost both cases that he filed. When was this? Yeah, okay. This was in 11/23, so November 23rd. His claim was dismissed against the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, Firearms, whatever. Plaintiff does not assert a jurisdictional basis for his complaint. What else? His claim against the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is essentially a claim against the United States, which is shielded from suit by sovereign immunity, except to the extent that it consents to be sued, which is the same thing that happened in all three of the federal cases that Karl filed against Alabama. Alabama has sovereign immunity. You cannot sue them. What else? Then there's something about Title 42, 1983 does not apply. Blah, 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 man. Quote, the court finds that the complaint fails to assert the court's subject matter jurisdiction over the plaintiff's claim and is therefore dismissed without prejudice. And we go over to the, this is the second notice that he filed in September of this year. Quote, I believe he's sending this to, I don't remember who this guy is. Anyways, I believe you have not settled the bills that you owe, the use and enjoyment of my property. I think that's his kid, I'm not going to mention his name. For 2 subpoenas late in 2015, the use and enjoyment of my case file, Common Law Claim 1606 from February 2016. As a learned man, you do understand maritime law has no standing on or in the common law. Like closes. Reading your complaint 316, blah blah blah. I say, I am man, Paul Grattan did not create or consent to this complaint. I believe you did create the complaint, therefore it belongs to you. I believe you can do with your property as long as you do not do any harm. On the record, I do not consent to be a plaintiff. I give fair notice to any man. I wish to settle any controversy, blah blah blah, if you wish. What else? Then there's, he mentions conspiracy against rights, defamation of rights, and a letter. And the other one, crap, I don't got it. In any case, after all that, almost 2 years of bullshit filings and Karl charging Paul for his services, the 2 suits that he filed were dismissed. After all that shit, the trial is set for March 2017. All of Karl's advice and paperwork failed. It was not able to get the charges dropped. So there we have it, another Karl Lentz method failure out of Tennessee.